and welcome back to my channel for the final Christmas in July video. This series has been so much fun to make, and I have to say that this one was the hardest for me to try to figure out. So if you don't already know or haven't seen any of my writing vlogs, I am revising a Christmas festive romance which will be out later this year from HQ Digital. And through the entire month of July, I have been in the Christmas mood and I've been wanting to share my love for Christmas with all of you. This week I'm going to talk to you about my 5 favorite Hallmark Christmas romances. Hey there, my name is Katlyn Duncan and I am a traditionally published author and ghostwriter. So today I'm going to talk to you about my 5 favorite Hallmark Christmas movies. So let's jump right in. Christmas movie number 5, Coming Home for Christmas, starring Danica McKellar, also based on a novel by Jenny Hale. So Danica McKellar plays a character named Lizzie, who is a house manager for this beautiful estate owned by the Marley family. This estate is for sale, so before they sell it, they want to have one last Christmas gala. And Lizzie is in charge of planning this. Now she meets the Marley brothers, who could not be more opposite. And Lizzie ends up in the middle of them. From my knowledge, I believe this is one of few, if not the only, love triangle in a Christmas Hallmark movie. Usually they tend to be a little formulaic in their romances, where it's clear from the start who is going to fall in love. I mean, to be honest, due to the poster, you get who she's going to end up with, but it was just a really interesting dynamic which I haven't seen very often, and I watch a lot of Hallmark Christmas movies. And I was a huge Wonder Years fan as a child, so I love anything that Danica does, and I love that she is a mathematician and an actress. And she's always a consistent actor within the Hallmark universe, so I always love watching her movies. And now number 4, which is Christmas Joy, starring Danielle Panabaker. So in this movie, Joy, played by Danielle Panabaker, is about to get this really great promotion at work. But then she receives a phone call about her aunt who is undergoing surgery, and she rushes home to help her. And while she's there, she reconnects with a former crush of hers, Ben, and gets roped into being a part of this town-wide cookie competition. And Ben usually is her aunt's partner, and Joy takes her aunt's place, so they have to spend a lot of time together and sparks fly. So the conflict of the story is whether or not Joy should take the promotion or stay home and be with Ben, so she has to go through a lot of feelings in that way in what she wants to do with her life. This movie was so sweet. I love Christmas movies that sort of surround a Christmas-themed competition or event. And I loved how this event brought back 2 former crushes, and we were able to see their amazing chemistry throughout the entire movie. So that brings us to movie number 3, Finding Santa, starring Jodie Sweetin and Eric Winter. Now, in this movie, Grace, who is played by Jodie Sweetin, is in charge of their local Christmas parade. When the long-standing Santa gets injured, she has to go out and find a new Santa. But the best guy for the job is the Santa's son, Ben, played by Eric Winter, and he is so not wanting to do this. He has lost all his Christmas spirit and he does not want anything to do with the parade. Now, while Grace tries to bring the Christmas spirit back into Ben's life, he also inspires her in her own life as well. There are several factors why I love this movie so much. I really enjoy watching movies and TV shows with Jodie Sweetin. She will always be Stephanie Tanner to me. And Eric Winter, who aside from being completely gorgeous, is also a really great actor, and they had a lot of great chemistry going on in this movie. In full honesty, because Hallmark puts out so many movies, sometimes the chemistry between the actors can be a little cringy, but this was one of the movies that really drew me in, and I was smiling the entire time. These actors work so well together and has really created another Christmas classic for me. And that brings us to movie number 2, My Christmas Love, starring Meredith Hagner and Bobby Campo. When I first saw this movie, I was glued to my couch. When I talk about chemistry between two actors, this one was off the charts. They were funny, they bantered with each other, and it was just a really fun ride to watch these two. So Cynthia, played by Meredith Hagner, is a hopelessly romantic character who starts to receive the 12 days of Christmas gifts at her doorstep every day from a secret admirer. She becomes obsessed with finding who is sending her these gifts, and she thinks because it's very romantic and it has to do with Christmas that they belong together, if only she can find out who it is. Now, I was on this ride from the start. I really liked the mystery in finding out who did it, and the whole time I was thinking it was Bobby Campo's character, Liam, who was giving all the gifts, but he did mention over and over that it wasn't him. Now, I won't spoil the ending, but this really came out of left field for me, and it was a really emotional surprise. With this movie, I loved the friends to lovers trope, even when it wasn't as predictable as you might think. The friendship between Cynthia and Liam stemmed from their professional relationship. They worked as writer and illustrator for a series of children's books, which I have not seen in other stories before, so I thought it was really interesting as a writer myself. So if you are looking for a sweet romance that will keep you smiling the entire time with a little bit of a mystery, I definitely recommend this movie. And now we finally get to my favorite Hallmark Christmas movie. This movie I've been watching for years, and it has been my number one since I first saw it. So number one, A Princess for Christmas, starring Katie McGrath and Sam Heughan. Jules, played by Katie McGrath, is the legal guardian of her niece and nephew, Maddie and Milo, and they have been summoned by their grandfather to visit in Castleberry. There she meets Prince Ashton, played by Sam Heughan, who is the brother of her sister's husband. So Jules really brings the Christmas spirit to this castle that has sort of been brought down by the death of Jules's brother-in-law. She's really doing it for the kids, but pretty much everyone in that castle needs a little bit of cheering up. So they also plan a Christmas Eve ball, and through a little bit of a miscommunication, Jules really doesn't feel as if she belongs there anymore. Prince Ashton convinces Jules that she does belong to the family just as much as the kids. So at the ball, they dance, they kiss, and it's just so adorable. This was the movie that put Sam on my radar. This was before Outlander came out, which I love Outlander. If you don't know anything about Outlander, he is the main character, the sexy Scottish guy who everyone loves. And it also makes me really love this movie even more. I'm just a fan in general of movies where the common person captures the eye of a prince or princess. And I love how Jules and Ashton find their better selves when they're with each other. So that's all I have for you today. I'm kind of bummed that the series is over, but I want to hear back from you. Have you seen any of these movies? Did you love any of these movies as much as I have? And also, do you love any Hallmark movies that aren't on my list? There are a ton. They're always coming out with new ones every year. So let me know in the comments below what your favorite Hallmark Christmas movies are. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you know the next time I post a video. I'll see you soon.